Hey, Jose, we need another one for your collection, eh? Hey, look, Boodle! Hey, how come you're not playing hockey, eh?
How'd you do that?
They're not the canned garbage that you listen to. They're real. They're from Canada. It's super cold, so they have to rock super hard to stay warm. I'll take your word for it.
Confined under the psychiatric care.
Now, I think he just pressed one of these buttons here.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Dog Show Drive.
Canadian edition.
You always seem spooked when I say that.
Well, it freaks me out sometimes.
Well, we've been away for a few weeks, because we were in New York. So that's what this week's show is about. We're going to talk about the usual events, but we're going to talk about New York, New York.
Start spreading the news.
All that and more on this week's edition of the Dog Show Drive.
Canadian edition.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Dog Show Drive.
Canadian edition.
I'm Will Alexander, and my co-host is
Yvonne Norton.
Yes. How are you, Y?
I'm still tired. Not gonna lie, still tired.
Yes, we were on quite the adventure, weren't we?
Quite the adventure, and for old people, takes a lot out of us.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that part afterwards, but Yvonne was with me for the Westminster assignment because I needed support, and so we'll get into that afterwards.
To make sure he made it to ringside.
Right. But last week, so we get home. I get home Wednesday.
Yep.
From the day after Westminster, and I do all my dry cleaning, get everything packed. Thursday, fly out for Maryland Friday because I judged at the Maryland Kennel Club on Friday,
Right.
which was great. Because I really do enjoy judging, and I got to see a lot of friends, and we hung out. I got to see Jim Moses was there.
Oh, nice.
Christine Erickson was there, and Lori Peltier was there. There was I don't want to miss anybody, but I am going to miss people. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and but I was exhausted. Like each night I tried to go to bed earlier, like because I was except for the hockey night. I went back to my room and watched the hockey game.
Of course. But
that was the night USA beat us. So the next day, what do you think happens to Will when he walks to the dog show?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yes. But in true sportsmanlike fashion, I'm sure you took it on the chin.
I did, and I said what a wonderful game it was because it was a good game. It was a good game, and they had the upper hand that night. That's just the way it goes. It's hockey. Hockey.
It's hockey.
Those four teams, Canada, USA, Finland, and Sweden, any one of those teams could actually win, given the right circumstances, right? So, it was, but guess what's tonight? The championship game.
The rematch.
So we'll see how that goes. But it's in Boston this time.
Oh.
So, see how it goes.
Yeah.
But,
it was kind of disappointing that did they say? Oh no, it was at a regular NHL game, wasn't it? That where the Canadians booed the American anthem.
Yeah, that was at the Ottawa game initially, but they did boo it that night too.
Let's keep it classy, Canada.
Yeah, stay classy, San Diego. But
yeah, it's true. But I don't buy into that.
But they like I tried because people were talking to me about that as well, the dog show, and it's not like they were booing the players.
No, they weren't. But
they were just booing the situation. But then again, I came back and said it's not the players' fault.
No, it's not.
We need to give them respect because it's just the way we should be. Because we are Canadian, and hopefully it'll be better. And they even announced to show respect to the national anthems, and there was still some yahoos out there that
there's always going to be, right? Once it
Right.
happens once, then everyone always.
Yeah.
But whatever.
And they took it to us, and that may have been a bit of a motivation for them. So what do you say? What do you know, right?
Yep. Yep.
So, but then I fly home. Monday
Oh
I flew out
yeah.
Monday morning.
Yep.
I flew out from Maryland to Detroit on Delta. Yeah. So I'm worried about my connection because I only have like a 40-minute
Because we always
window.
do. Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
only have like a 40-minute window to get from
Ooh, that's tight.
from the A
Point.
building to the B building, which sounds like they should be beside each other. They're not. So I am rushing to the B gates, and as rushing as much as I rush now, right?
That fast airport walk.
Yeah, taking the walking sidewalk whenever I can, just like the Jetsons. Um, but I get there and I just make it. Like they're boarding at like I want to say 150 or something. I
Yeah.
can't remember now because it's all a big blur. But I get there with enough time to make my zone, and just as they're about to call zone 6, which was Will's zone, all of a sudden delay, 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 delay,
It's like
and we don't know
crazy.
what's going on. And then people start calling me, tell me about what happened in Toronto
Yeah.
to see if I was upside down on the tarmac. Which is not that's not funny, but
It's not funny, but it was like, yeah, I know what you mean. And I remember I had one client, she texted me, "Did you see the plane crash in Toronto?" And I was like, "No, I didn't. It's T4 season." So I'm like, "No, I didn't." And I never thought twice about it. And then somebody else texted me, and I was like, "Oh, Will was coming home today. Maybe I should check on him."
there was something to do with that Delta flight.
And then I texted you, and I think you were already in your hotel room by that time.
Well, that was an ordeal in itself
I'm
because
sure.
first of
Always.
all, they kept saying they delayed it. They delayed it by an hour, delayed it by a couple hours. So I'm waiting there, waiting, and all of a sudden, canceled. It was just canceled.
I
So
hate when the airports do that. I hate it.
and then
Delay,
they want
delay,
you to go
delay
to the
for
help
3
desk.
hours. What's that?
And they want you to go to the help desk because they're not going to tell you give you
Yes.
any help at the gate. So you have to go to the help desk. So I get to the help desk and it's like lined up for a Grateful Dead concert at this point. It's already
By
lined up,
that time, yep.
and so I'm standing there and I wait and I wait and I actually went and got a tea and a croissant from Starbucks because I have a Starbucks card, so it was free money.
Yes. There you go.
Um, and I ate my croissant and my I thought, oh, I'll just sit here and have my croissant and my tea, and the line will dissipate.
No.
No, it
Just
got longer and
flight
longer.
after
So
flight after
yeah,
flight.
so
Yep.
I got in line, and then they told me that they couldn't get me out till Wednesday. So this is Monday. They could
Yeah.
not get me out till Wednesday because the Tuesday flights are all filled.
Already, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm like, Wednesday? And so they gave me vouchers for hotel rooms and food vouchers.
Oh, that was
They give you
nice.
they give you $12 food vouchers.
Lovely.
Yep.
Hot dog.
So, which I never ended up using because I'll carry on the story in a second. So, meanwhile, people are checking in on me to see if everything's okay. And Jill B, friend of the show, Jill Taylor,
Jill
she
Taylor.
called me and she said, "Well, what's happening?" I said, "I'm stranded here." And by this time, I think I was in my hotel room.
Yeah.
And which was another like when I got to the hotel after the shuttle, it was lined up out the door. You check in,
Another,
and the
it
poor
was like
girl,
the after party for the Grateful Dead.
exactly. And I had a land let me in after show party, after show party. Backstage pass. Anyway, the poor girl, she was
Well,
being very polite and she was doing the best she can, checking
yeah.
everybody in. But I get to my room and I'm fielding all these phone calls to see if I'm okay and blah blah blah. And Jilby calls and she's, well, why don't you just get someone to come and get you? I said, well, I really can't do that. I said, Tori's actually at the house right now, but that's a long drive and she doesn't know the area and I don't really want to put her through that.
Yeah. That's
And she said,
difficult.
well,
Yeah.
what if Tori comes here, watches the dogs, then I take the van and go and pick you up? I said, well, that,
That'll
and
work.
I'll call you right back. And then 10 minutes later, I'm leaving 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So it
Jill.
was like a rescue mission from Captiva.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw the photo on Facebook when she finally got me.
I did it because I laughed hard when I saw it because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Jill. She was
And
she
so it
was
was a rescue
extracting you out
mission.
of America, just like that movie Argos.
Argos, yep, yep.
She was Ben
She brought
Affleck.
me a
Let's
mask and
go.
everything. Well, we had to explain to the border guards about why this was happening, and they
Yeah.
still ask. They're asking a bunch more questions now. Like like
Oh,
he
really?
knew that. Yeah, but he knew that we were what was happening. He figured out that we were telling the truth, but he still had to go through this list of questions
Oh, wow.
just because I think they're made to now. But yeah, so then we get back to Captiva. I would
Yes.
go inside and say hello to all the dogs, and Tori and I made our way back to Milton.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
So at least you
and
got
here I am.
home better than,
Oh,
sometime today, because then we
yeah,
might not
I
even,
would have,
you might have, we might not have been able to do the podcast then.
no, because I probably wouldn't have got in till just afternoon, and I don't know if I
Yeah.
could make this happen in that kind of,
Yeah.
you
Takes a
know,
little bit of time, doesn't it?
yeah, it takes a bit of time.
Yes.
It's got a face for radio.
Oh, I'm
So that
glad.
was,
Yeah, that was a pretty exciting weekend after the whole exciting week that we had or
oh,
whatever, right?
exactly, yeah.
So,
But I
so
really did have a good time in Maryland. They were very
that's good.
good to us, and I
That's
got to
good.
sit with a lot of friends. And oh, Jamie Hubbard was there as well.
Oh,
And
nice. Hmm.
yeah, I don't want to. I'm drawing a blank now of the people. I can see them all sitting at the table, and I can't think of all their names.
Well,
Mary
just go
Doherty.
look up the premium list for the show.
Yeah,
They'll be on it.
yeah. But
So
it was a really a good time. I had a good time,
good.
and there was some very nice dogs. And I got to see some more of my friends down there. So it was a good time.
Awesome. Yes.
How did you do?
Um, froze my butt off, and of course, because it is T4 season and it's like taxation time, taking a week off in February to go to a dog show. So I just worked all weekend. Just to let everyone know, Fanny's doing a really good job at agility.
Oh, good.
Yes, Hope and her are becoming quite a team. At least Hope seems to be pleased when she comes home with the dog.
We got an incredible amount of snow for this area.
Yeah, I saw that. I
Yeah,
saw that. You
incredible
guys got
amount.
dumped on a lot. I
Oh,
mean, we
it's
have snow,
unbelievable.
but we always have snow, right?
You always have snow. But,
Yeah.
we usually here in Milton, in the banana belt of Ontario, we don't usually have that much snow.
No,
And
no.
we got dumped on. Like even
Yeah.
Rob, who did the plowing, he hasn't seen this much snow in 10 years. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, my weekend was
Rob
very
from Neely Auto,
friend of the show.
Milton, Ontario, a squeezing line.
Um, no, so I just tried to catch up on some sleep too, and that's about it. Yeah, not that exciting after the little vacay I've had. So, but
Yeah.
we probably should get on with the show because we do want to
On
get
with the
on.
show. This
We
is
want
it.
to get to tell everybody about our garden. It was so much
Are
fun.
we gonna do across Canada first, though?
Yes, we will.
Let's get
That's what I'm saying. Let's get our regular stuff.
the meat of the
Meat,
stuff out of the
the meat and
way.
potatoes out of the way so we can get to dessert. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So across probably spent too much time with each other because now no one's going to understand us.
But I think
So
Eddie
I just
understood
thought,
us.
pardon me?
I think Eddie understood us.
Eddie did understand us because he was like
Oh, yeah.
ready to go on comms and everything.
Yeah, yeah. Tippy toe.
Tippy toe, tippy toe. Story for
We'll get
another
into
time.
that afterwards.
All
Okay,
right.
go on with
So,
across Canada.
Across Canada, driven by Show Scene magazine, Show Scene, where every dog takes center stage. Jazzy
Yes, hands.
because we were in New York. All right, so last weekend it was the Crocus Obedience and Kennel Club. It had 6 all-breed shows held in
That's Brandon, right?
Manitoba. Brandon,
Yeah.
freaking cold,
And
Manitoba.
balmy Brandon, Manitoba.
At the Keystone Center, which is a lovely facility. The first show was 169 dogs, judged by Stuart Danker. that how you say his name?
Dankner.
Dankner. Um, it's a lot of consonants all together. I get, you know
Yeah,
what happens.
it's like
Yeah.
bang, or it's like
Dang.
Pam with the N is silent. Pam.
Dang. Okay.
Cool whip.
Cool hip. Okay. All right. Show number
Oh, with the
2.
show. Never mind. We're getting
Show
sidetracked.
number 2. 186 dogs judged by Dan Wilson. And show number 3 was 170 by Pierrette McLean.
Harry McLean, friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Show number 4, 185, judged by Mr. David Gilmore. And show number 5 was 165 dogs, judged by, Rosemary Shorman. She's so lovely.
The lady of the dog shows.
Lady.
Yep.
And then show number 6 was 154, judged by also a very lovely lady, Olga Gagne.
Friend
So
of the show.
last,
But now, if we were, this was a competition, Dan would have won. He beat out David Gilmore by one dog.
one dog.
Yeah. Way to go,
Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah. See, way too much.
Friend of the show, Dan Wilson.
Yeah. Last year's entries. So they were roughly
Comparative.
Yeah, comparative. So last year's entries, the first day was 178 and 190. The second day was 178 and 191. And then the last day was 179 and 163. So yeah, holding steady, good entries.
Yeah, no, that was good.
You know, especially, it's almost getting up to the 200 dog mark. So that's nice.
Right.
That's
and
nice.
it's still a remote area, basically, Brandon, and it's cold that time of year, so it takes a lot for people to venture out there. So
Yeah.
I remember flying out there.
will.
I flew out there with dogs there. It's a fun show, actually. So.
Yeah, it's a well-run show.
Yeah.
It's really nice. And like I said, that facility is great because I think, is that another one where the hotel is attached to the building?
If not, it's right across.
It's
the street.
right across the street, or something. It's like really close. So I do remember that. So we have some reminders for upcoming closings. The Halifax Kennel Club. Woo! The Maritimes get a show. Yay! 4 all-breed shows in Bible Hill, Nova Scotia. And that's on March 14th to the 16th. And the closing date is February 26th. So that's next week. And the show secretary is Nancy Downing. And then we have the Prince Albert Kennel and Obedience Club, 6 shows, all breed shows in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. And the dates for that is the same, March 14th to the 16th. And that closes this Friday, February the 21st. And the show secretary for that show is Carrie Proudlove. Then Battle River Canine Association, 3 all breed shows, 6 obedience trials, and 3 rally obedience trials. And that's held in Camrose, Alberta. And the start date for that is March 21st to the 23rd. And the closing is March 5th. Because, before we know it, folks, it's going to be March.
I know.
Right? And the show secretary is Arctic Dream Show Services.
Oh,
and
nice.
then I know. And then in your neck of the woods there, Will, Scarborough Kennel Club has 3 all-breed shows, limited breed shows for groups 1 and 5, and the UK breeds. That's a lot of breeds for the UKs. And that's held in Lindsay, Ontario. Is that the same spot where,
Yes.
that they're all kind of...
That fairgrounds has a lot of shows. It's such a good facility.
Yeah, it
and
is
the
very nice.
hotels are good, and the restaurants are good. So it's
well, and they're building another hotel right beside the one that the Comfort Inn. They're building another hotel.
The Days Inn, actually.
Yes.
Yes. But that site accommodates a bunch of clubs now, and we're lucky to have it. So.
It's really nice. So those shows are also March 21st to the 23rd, and they close also on March 5th. And the show secretary is MJN Show Services, our friend Vicky.
Yeah.
And then I believe also with that show, there is a Group 6 non-sporting. Club 6. They're having a specialty show, and same thing on March 22nd, and it's March 5th closing. So that's that. And then we have some upcoming shows just to start getting us into March or mid-March here. Out in Chilliwack, Oceanside Kennel Club. And those shows are March 27th to the 30th. And then in Quebec, I think, is that the first show Quebec's having this year then?
Might be the first show.
Yeah. Club Canine de l'Estrie in Victoriaville, Quebec.
Yes.
Yep, in Victoriaville, Quebec, and that's on the 28th to the 30th. So they have those shows coming up. So just to let you know, to keep an eye out on those closing dates, but we'll talk about those closer to when they come up. So,
Yes.
and those are brought to you by Canuck Dogs, your source for Canadian canine event information online. Back to you, Will.
Back to me, Will. So we're now, I guess we're going to start talking about Westminster, our Westminster
Yeah.
experience. This is brought to you by Canadian Dog Fanciers, a weekly summary of purebred dog events across North America, where the fancy gather.
Gathers. Very
Yeah.
good. Very good.
So
And we remember we're supposed to apologize to everybody first because we promised them content while we were there.
But see, this is what happened. 2 simple words in the English language. We forgot.
We forgot. Well, we did attempt. We did attempt.
A couple times, yes.
But we've come to the conclusion that if we're going to try and do stuff like that, we need a third person to video us because I can't work a camera to save my life. And we're just not picture takers.
And it's like it's almost
so
improv.
much.
It just happens.
Yes, this is
So
gold. It's gold.
organic.
Jerry, gold.
Gold,
Right.
Jerry, gold.
Gold. It is, yeah, because we'd say something and it'd be like, oh, that'd be really good if we, yeah, well, then the moment's gone. It's got to be whatever. So, anyway, let's go through the winners, even though everybody probably knows who the winners are.
Yes.
But let's do the winners of the Garden and the Westminster Kennel Club, and we'll go from there. So,
Okay, well, why don't you go ahead and announce the winner, and I'll join in and give a
do we want to do the groups first and then yeah.
The best in show's already happened, Yvonne. So
Oh, you did this to me the last time too when we talked about the AKC National. Fine.
it's already happened. We're not surprising anyone. Anyway, go on.
So, best in show at the 149th Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show was the Giant Schnauzer, Grand Champion, Hearthmoor's Wintergreen Mountain, Monty. Monty won, and I was so excited. Owner Sandra Nordstrom, Catherine Bernardin, and Cheryl Ann Ambrose, bred by Cheryl Ann Ambrose. And reserve best in show this year was the Grand Champion, Pinnacle Kentucky Bourbon.
Pinnacle's Kentucky Bourbon.
Pinnacle Kentucky Bourbon. The Whippet, who came out of retirement at the age of 9. And she's owned by Justin Smythe and Dr. Ken Latimer and Judy DeScrutner and Nancy Shaw and Chelsea Smythe.
Chesley.
Yeah. Chesley. Thank you. And breeders are Justin Smythe and Yvonne Sovereign.
Yep.
So that was
I have to say that was a really exciting best in show.
It was.
Like, I know we had a horse in the race because of our connection with Adam and Katie. And we all know Monty, but it was an exciting best in show.
It was a stunning lineup.
Yeah, it really was.
Like you could not go wrong. Really, you couldn't. So, well, let's go through
what are the words? I was so excited watching best in shows come out.
I know.
And when Paula came out, and because Paula Nykiel was the judge for best in show, and she did such a fabulous job, and she represents the sport so beautifully and graciously that it was a beautiful event to watch. It was just and it took my breath away, that best in show. It was so much fun.
It was.
Like, I have a few favorite best in shows at Westminster, and it's right there now. It's right there.
Yep.
Anyway, let's go on to the group winners.
Okay, the group winners. So on the Monday was Hounds and Harold Red Tatro the Third.
Yeah, Harold. Red is his nickname. We call him Red.
Yep. he did a wonderful job of the hound group. So as we said, the Whippet Bourbon was the winner. The Basset Hound champion Revelets Bujo's Riding in Style was second, and then third, Petite Basset Griffon Vending champion M&M Stellar Hot Mess Express, shown by our friend of the show,
Friend of the
Janice.
show.
Friend of the show, Janice Hayes. That was great to see her. I was like so excited to see her. And then fourth was the Afghan hound, beautiful Afghan bitch champion, Zadea Bint
Zeta.
Muti.
Zeta bint, I don't know how to say it. Mounty Vaunt Hausman. I know her name is Zeta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And that was the beautiful, beautiful bitch there too. And then the next group was the toys, judged by Angela Pickett. And group first went to the Shih Tzu champion Hallmark Jolie, Out of This World Comet, shown by our friend of the show, Luke Echt. And he looked great.
Luke.
He looked
Yep.
great. And then second was the Havanese champion Winmark Le Bujo's Rock and Rolls at Riviere.
Reverie, yeah.
Reverie. Okay. Then
Yeah.
third was the Affen Pincer champion Kickham Kenny von Tani Kazari, and that's owned by Yvonne Savard.
Yvonne Savard, friend of the
Yvonne,
show.
friend of the
Congratulations,
show.
Yvonne. It was so exciting.
It was very lovely and shown by
Olivia Hodgkinson.
Olivia. Yes. And
Canadian
then
girl, Olivia
yes,
Hodgkinson. She looked great. The other dogs looked great this weekend. Every time I saw either Ethan or Olivia, their dogs looked wonderful.
they did. And then fourth in group was the Min Pin champion Rexroth Kimrose Valentina. Also,
Another Canadian owned
yes.
bred dog. Yeah, she's co-bred with Kimmy and Steve and Leslie Walters.
Yes.
So
yeah. she's had a great little run there.
Start. Yeah.
Looked fabulous. Then we had the non-sporting group judged by Ms. Vicky Seiler Cushman, and she's such a nice lady.
Oh my God, yes.
Such a nice lady.
She looked so beautiful that night. She always looks beautiful, but she looked
exactly. She's always one
elegant.
of those. Yeah, very, very. So the first in group went to the Bichon Frise champion Top Speed Neil, shown by Lisa Bettis.
Friend of the show, Lisa
Friend
Bettis.
of the show. And second was the Sholo champion Master Rock Calico, Alonzo Tojo, shown by see, I'm terrible because it's
Dylan.
Yes, Dylan. It's just the Kips.
Oh. What? No, she's married now.
Keith, isn't
Keith,
it?
Dylan Keith.
Yes. Third was the Lasso Apso champion Tassen Westgate Jingle Juice, and fourth was the Skipperky champion Delamere Summer Sandell, and that was a really nice group too. Actually, there was quite a few
All the
dogs
groups
in there.
are lovely there.
Yeah. And then we had the herding group to round out Monday night, and that was judged by Janina Lauren, correct? Yes, Janina. Yes. I said her first name right. And group first went to the German Shepherd champion Caliph's Mercedes, shown by Kent Boyles, and looked great. Just commands the ring, that dog. And then second was the Old English Sheepdog champion Bugaboos Give Me Some More, shown by Colton Johnson. And then third was the Burger Picard champion Eclipse Ace in the Hole. And fourth was the Belgian Sheepdog champion Prairie Winds Songs of Summer at La Neige.
Very nice.
Yes. So that was a strong group too. And so then that was that night. And then we roll into Monday, where Tuesday, thanks. Tuesday. See, I'm tired. Remember I said this is my dip in my energy level?
I know.
Yeah. So
Dick.
It's your own fault for letting me have to read all this, and you just sit there and correct me constantly. So anyway, the sporting group was Tuesday night. The sporting group, as far as Will and I are concerned, the best group. It is our favorite. There's nothing like winning the sporting group, right?
That's right.
And that was judged by Virginia Murray.
Yes.
Yes, and she
And her
awarded.
grandson was there to watch, and he stole the show,
Oh,
I think.
he did.
I think he
Well,
stole the
that
show.
is so adorable. That kid was
Yeah.
so cute. I mean, mind you, like he's a mini
He's
cat.
Kenny's mini-me. Yeah,
Oh my
he's Kenny's
goodness! Like,
mini-me.
especially if
Yeah.
you get the two of them standing like side by
Yeah.
side. Holy crap!
But he's such a confident little boy, and
Oh,
it was
so
just
he
he
was
was
so
fun.
fun.
He
Yeah.
made our area.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He was, and well, I remember, and they even got to see Robert Kraft.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
He
And
had his
met
picture
Robert Kraft, got
taken.
his
Yep.
picture taken. Yeah.
That was cute. So anyhow,
Anyway, on with the show. Yeah.
back to the sporting group. So Ms. Murray awarded the English Springer Spaniel champion Telltale Bohemian Rhapsody, the group first, and that's shown by friend of the show Robin Novak. And then second in the group was the Chesapeake Bay Retriever champion Next Generations Accelerate, and that is also shown by um, another kid.
No, Devin.
Devin. Is she Devin Kipp still, or did she take?
No, well, I
Oh,
don't know if
we
she took
suck.
Adam's name or not. Is she
I
Devin
don't know.
Levy? I don't know.
Oh, I think she might be Devin Levy now. Yes, you're
Okay.
correct. I think so. But as we all
Hey,
know,
good thing I'm here.
good thing you're there. Yeah,
2 minutes. 2
Yeah,
minutes.
whatever.
Whatever.
And then third in group was the Lagatti Romagnoli champion Boardwalk. Here comes the sun. And look at all that alphabet soup behind that dog's name. His name is Harry. I adore this dog. I think he's great. Shown by Tiffany Skinner, and she's such a wonderful person. She really
She
is.
is. I love.
Because
She's
I
great,
had a
Tiffany.
long conversation about trimming legatos for
Legato.
Faith.
Domo arigato, Mr.
Mr.
Legato.
Legato.
Yes.
Another little baby child was born a legato. Baby Walter. That's we sing
And
this song.
fourth in group was the Golden Retriever.
Golden Retriever, champion top prides,
Tough stuff.
stuff shown by Clint Livingston.
Clint Livingston.
So,
Front of the show, Clint Livingston.
yes, and then on to the big dog group, to the working group, and that was judged by Dr. Niska. Was it Limo?
Yes.
Limo from Croatia, which was that was lovely. And as we know, his first in the group was the Giant Schnauzer, champion Hearthmoor's Wintergreen Mountain. And then second was the Doberman Pinscher, champion Conquest Best of Both Worlds, Penny.
Another Canadian dog.
Another
Canadian. Greg and Teresa Chan, and Penny put on a show for us, and
lovely.
we were also proud to watch her out there. So
yes,
congratulations, you two.
Yep. And then third was the St. Bernard, champion Heart Mountains Bodacious at Sapphire Mountain, and that's shown by Elizabeth
Zaluski, yes.
Zaluski, yeah. So that was
Friend
great.
of the show.
Well,
everybody knows Elizabeth now.
Yes,
so.
yes. And then fourth in group was the Kuvas, champion Emek Harridan Kudar, shown by Carolyn Clegg. Yes, and I got to meet Carolyn for the first time, daughter of Brian Clegg.
Canadian,
yes. And she's a lovely girl, and she's got a really good sense of humor.
She's a wonderful handler. So
yeah, she has a good sense of humor because she enjoyed all of my little shots at you. She laughed at them all.
Yeah, they were funny. Yeah.
Yeah, they were. I had an audience. It worked. And then finally, the Terrier group, and that was judged by.
What? On my list here, the Terrier group, there's only 3 of them.
Well, so who do you think? Who went fourth?
I don't have that good a memory to remember who went fourth.
Okay, well, can we look it up?
Carolyn. Hey, carry on, and we'll see if the staff gets the research staff gets it together.
I'm just trying to think of who.
Carry on. Go the Skye Terrier.
Okay. So the first was the Skye Terrier.
Oh, who was our judge first?
I said Mr. David Kirkland.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. Then you interrupted me because you finally read the agenda and realized there wasn't 4 placements. Yeah. Anyway, so the Skye Terrier champion Glentan's Sure Shot Greyjoy. And that was, as everyone knows, the dog that also won Montgomery County and handled by his owner. And this is her very first show dog. And
Mhm.
that's just that was just thrilling. And that girl,
Saying she also won the big terrier from Montgomery this year as well.
okay, you weren't listening because I just said that.
Oh, where was I?
I don't know. This is what happens, folks. This is what happens.
That's because I'm trying to multitask and get the rest of it done.
Well, that's because you multitasking is never a good thing.
All right,
One
carry on.
item at a time.
Who
So
won the
second in
terrier
group
group?
was the
Carry on.
Fox Terrier champion Fleet Street Rock Down Easter, and shown by
Friend of the show,
friend of the show. Okay, names are
RC
escaping
Carusi.
me. RC, yes, RC. And then third was the miniature schnauzer champion Carmel Mr. Joe Adamus, and that he is shown by George Oliveira, correct?
Jorge.
Jorge.
Yes.
Yes. And
Yes.
then fourth in the
Fourth
group.
was the Scottish Terrier
Yes.
Grand Champion Inverquist Dark Intrigue via MacBlaine.
Yes. Shown by friend of the show. Wasn't it shown by Gabriel?
Ernesto Lara.
Oh, Ernesto. Right. Because I remember.
Yes.
Okay.
Friend
Yep.
of the show, Ernesto Lara,
Yes.
I believe.
Yes. So, because we've been slacking this week, we forgot to mention to everybody, for those of you that did well at Westminster, send us in what you did, and we'll get to you sometime within
I will
next
try not to
week.
screw it up, and we'll announce your names
Because
on
we
the,
did see, we
on
saw
the
a lot of
show.
people. We saw a lot of people doing great things, and yeah, we just don't want to. Yeah, you know us.
Send your winners into dogshowtips@gmail.com, and
Yes.
we'll get them on the air next week.
Yes. So, and for those, because there was a snowstorm coming, and everyone was trying to get out of there as fast as they could. So driving home would have been. Everyone seemed to make it home okay. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the snow wasn't as bad in the city as they predicted.
yeah, everyone kept telling me it was cold. I never even put my gloves on, folks, and I was walking between hotels all the time. No gloves.
Gloves, black leather glove. What
So-
about the event that happened that I missed completely?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So I'm we're watching but if you've never gone to the garden, you may not know, but the TV coverage doesn't cover actually everything that goes on because they have little acts between, well, you guys are getting commercial breaks. We're getting, stuff that happens in New York. So like one night they had the Broadway singers were there. And then on Tuesday night they had, it was a choir group and they were fantastic. And so I was just like rocking out on the side, enjoying myself.
Well, I was waiting for them to ask us to go down and do something, but they didn't.
Well, yeah, and I don't understand why they don't ask us. Because
They
we're
just
good.
don't know. They just don't know. Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Maybe we have to audition or something. Maybe we should send a tape in. We'll have to send a tape in to Donnie Sturts.
Who's gonna film it for us?
Right. Damn.
Just be pictures of up our nose in our ears.
Be like this the whole time. Yeah, we can do it.
There's no business like shit. Okay.
So
but anyway, carry on with what the event happened.
Anyway, so this choir singing and they're belting out the tunes, and then all of a sudden, there's like 5, 6 guys, and they're like, it's a pile. Like it looked like a football play, and I'm like, what is going on? Because on our side, because I was on the opposite side, so I could see it, and then we're sitting there and there was someone being taken out by security. And when I say taken out, I mean taken out by security. Yeah. So what had happened was, I guess there was somebody from PETA, because they always show up, and he ran down the stairs and he was yelling, "Stop the torture!" Right? Because all the dogs
torture
hate being there.
I order torture.
Tortilla. And it was like, and though that security team was on him like that, the
Yeah.
choir never stopped singing.
Didn't
Like
miss a beat.
they barely.
I was entranced by the choir. I didn't even notice it. You're
You
the
were
one
on
that
your
told me.
you were on your phone.
Oh, was I? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Checking
anyhow,
hockey
and
scores or
they
something,
took
probably.
him out. They took like he was right down in the front, and they took him out across all these people. Terry Bernier, friend of the show, he actually videoed it. So
He filmed it. Yep.
he filmed it, and I think he posted it on his Facebook. So if you want to actually see the event, Terry Bernier, his Facebook post. So it was, but it was like, and it was for as much of a kerfuffle as you thought it was like over just like that. And like I said, the choir
Oh yeah,
never
they do
stopped
such a
singing.
good job that no
They
one
do.
noticed, Peter. No one noticed.
No one noticed. So, and that is part of, yeah. And then but they have, of course, PETA then takes out ads and they start, about all their whole adopt, don't shop kind of BS. And, that's, I don't know, it's just ridiculous. And you have to really read and know what their end game is, because their end game is to have nobody own a pet of any sort. And you can't tell me you care about animals when you go into a dog show and you open dog crates and you set animals free to be hit by cars or lost forever. Like, you can't tell me you care about the ethical treatment of animals when you can't even do it within your own organization. So but that's our, little soapbox part of PETA but as far as often as they try to get on camera, they never do. So,
Right. How much time do we have left, Yvonne?
I don't know, like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
So,
We should talk about our event, how our week went.
yes, we should. So,
Yeah.
to start, so I arrived in the city on Sunday. I drove in from Connecticut because I was visiting with Katie and Adam and the baby. I got to spend a lot of quality time with little Miss Savannah.
Anyway,
So, and then you arrived on Sunday as well. And
I did.
that was the start of our
Will and why do New York?
well, I do New York. Okay, so we should tell everybody we really did want to do. It was really funny.
We had all these plans.
We did. We had tons of plans, but we had no one to film it because there was a White Castle on the corner, and we were going to do Will and Why go to White Castle.
It would have been hilarious.
It would have been. It would have been so
Right,
funny.
right.
Yeah. So anyway, so we get there on Sunday, and then you have the judge's dinner to go to, which I was
The
invited
governor's
to.
dinner, yes.
Yes, which was wonderful.
Oh, it was delightful. Yeah, it was fun. Good to
yeah.
see everybody, and all the club members were there, and
Yes.
it was
Yes.
it was funny. It was a lot of fun. So
yeah, got to sit at a table full of very interesting people.
yeah,
It was the first time I met Michael Faulkner's husband, Michael Rawlings, and he
yeah,
he's just a fantastic guy. I was so thank you, Michael, for sitting him beside me. I enjoyed my evening tremendously because
he's a great guy.
I would have
He's
had to
so
just
interesting.
Oh, just a fascinating man. So
Yeah.
that was great. But as we both noted, the New York City Yacht Club, not on the water.
No, no.
Yeah,
I don't know where they parked those yachts.
It was weird. It was weird.
Yeah.
We found it strange, but nonetheless. But the building itself and inside the
Oh.
interior was beautiful. And then
Yeah, it was
because we went down first to go and have cocktails, so that was really nice. And they had a little 4-piece band. They were
Oh, a jazz band. They were wonderful.
they
Yeah.
were really good. Woman.
Yeah.
You have to watch the movie So I Married an Axe Murderer. You get
get
some
all
of the
that,
ref-
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. Unless you know Colin's family.
Yes, exactly. They starred in it. And then, but that was the evening was over by, I guess so you get transported, they call them shuttles, but it's just like a big kind of luxury bus, which was also our crazy, because as soon as I get on a bus, I want to run to the back.
Rush to the back.
So Will kept having it stop. So we only got halfway.
But we got out of there by like 9 o'clock. Well, that's
Yeah.
because you were the youngest one there.
Yeah. Apart from
We,
Paula Nichols' daughters,
right. So
they're younger. But
the
other
rest
than
of
that,
us, we're tired. 9 o'clock is the new midnight.
so anyway, yeah. So on the bus, back to the hotel. So and we went. Well, I went back to my hotel because we were staying at different hotels. So then,
Oh, well, you went
um,
to my. You left some stuff in my room, so you came up there because we saw the flowers from June and Noreen.
right, the flowers from
Yeah.
June and Noreen, they were really, really nice. Yes, they were
Yep.
because you were like, "Who sent me flowers?"
Would send me flowers.
And I'm like, maybe read the card.
Oh,
I called him a name. Maybe read the card.
All Star.
Yeah, All Star. There you go, All Star. And yeah, so that was yeah, they were lovely. They were really nice
Yeah,
flowers. Yep.
that was so nice of them.
Yes.
So we
Yeah.
took a silly picture with them.
Yes, we did. So my if Doc gets it up during this conversation, and so then I walked back to my hotel, and you graciously offered to walk me back, and I was like, I'm from
What are
Thunderbush.
you gonna do, All Star?
Exactly. What are you gonna do? Cry? Call 911? So yes, but you'd be surprised. It's not like everyone says how dangerous New York is. I never had an issue.
No.
Maybe it's because I walk like a halfback. I'm not sure. So anyway, but then we met for breakfast the next morning. I came back to your hotel and we met
That
for breakfast.
TikTok, yes.
And we went to the TikTok diner. Say it because I can't say
He was
part of.
Cosa Nostra.
So our server, he was a
Pretty
typical
sure.
big. He was a big guy and typical New Yorker and like,
He
what do you
had
want?
that. He had that
He did.
Cosa Nostra look, and he
Yeah,
could.
he could have been
But
on
he
The
did this favor
Sopranos.
for us. Someday that day may never come. He will expect a favor in return.
So anyway, I'm trying to video some of the stuff we're saying. It's not working. I send it to Megan and she's like, "This is crap. I can't even understand what you two are talking about because we were laughing too much." But there
Yeah.
was there was
Then
there was
Marlon, our waiter, he noticed us laughing.
put your phone down, put your phone down. So anyway, but we had yeah, so we dined at the TikTok diner for breakfast.
Yep.
And then we caught the shuttle once again to the back of the
Yep.
bus and
And that
went
day we were
over.
just wandering around the dog show though, because I wasn't judging till
Right.
Tuesday.
And that was at the Javits Center. And apparently that was for exhibitors to unload and everything was amazing.
We
It was,
walked in with Richard Powell and his wife,
yeah,
and Richard checked his coat for $8. He was really upset
$8. Yes.
when he found that it
$8
was free in the judge's room.
for Richard. $8. They caught me. $8. So, but the Javits Center was lovely. It was really
Yeah,
nice.
it's
It was,
great. So roomy, and it just
oh,
and the rings were a great size. It
good
was
size rings. Yep, no complaining there. In the
there's
benching
no
area,
crowding issue. It was just
the
perfect.
benching area, you could drive a car like
Right.
between the aisles. That's how much,
They
extra.
wouldn't let us, but
Yeah,
would.
we didn't really ask though either.
No.
So, but yeah, so that was, and we saw all kinds of people when we were, watching the different breeds those days. Got to
Went
rekindle.
to the Chronicle table and then saw Deb and had a quick talk with Deb about
Yep,
table talk with Deb, and it was fun. It was great to see
yep.
um, Tom and Amy. I got to see Tom. I haven't seen Tom and Amy since before my surgery, so it was good to see
Oh,
them.
yeah. So that was a lot of fun. And then during the day, then I started getting all these pictures of me watching the breeds. So this is what we're going to do next year, though, kids. So I know where the cameras are, and I do purposefully
It's like she's on
stand.
American Bandstand. She tries to dance in front of the cameras. Well, there's a camera. Let's dance over here now, Will. Dance over here now, Will. Stay in, please.
So next year, when I go, we're going to have a contest and see who can get the most screenshots of me watching breeds outside the ring. And I think we'll even do like maybe like a scavenger hunt and see where people can post it because see the girls I think are going to come next year so they can do some of this social media stuff with me. And I
Oh,
think
good.
Megan's coming too. And we could do
You should
like
probably
where's why now?
wear something subtle like a big hat that says "Y" on it.
Well, that's what someone said. You should. I actually think it was Heidi Gervais said you should wear a big red hat so that we know it's you. And I'm like, really? You don't know it's me? So anyhow, it was
We were at the TikTok diner, folks, and she pulled a hair out of the eggs. Well, it was her own.
it was my own. I don't know how it got there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so but it was fun that day. And then you decided not because it's a long day. It's a long day on your feet.
Yeah,
It
it
really
was.
is. And
Yeah.
you were tired and you wanted to
Yeah.
be fresh for your assignment. So you decided to not go to the groups that night.
Well, I asked Michael first if it would be
Yes,
okay,
of
and
course.
he
Yes.
gave me the okay. Michael Faulkner, he gave me the okay, and I rested and I watched some
Mhm.
of the groups on my TV in the room at the New
Yeah.
Yorker.
Yeah. But I went.
You went,
I
of course you
went.
did. I think I saw you on TV.
Actually, I did make the kids. Because I went to the kids. I made them look. I said, "Look, you can see me right there." But
Oh God.
where we were seated as in the judges box, it is actually very good seating. But they do move the dog from one side to the other, right? Depending on,
Right.
and so the camera has to pan out on a certain angle in order to catch us in the where we were anyway.
So she times her wave for when the camera comes by.
But I had a great time. It was lovely.
Yeah.
You get beverage service there, and so it was really nice. And I enjoyed sitting with I can't remember his last name now, but Joe, who judged Whippets, and he was the one who gave Bourbon the breed. So and then he found out that my brother was Raymond Urich, and he was like just, very complimentary of my brother. And so
Whenever
we
someone
got
didn't know Yvonne and I was introducing Yvonne, I would say, "Well, maybe you know her brother Raymond." And they'd look at her. I'd say, "Yeah, she got the hair. She got the hair in the family."
He always does that. So
Because
anyhow,
it's so funny.
it is hilarious, right? And then if you saw my younger brother, and a lot of people don't even realize we have a younger brother. My younger brother, he too has no hair. I did. I got it all.
You got
So
the hair.
anyway, so it was great, and Sue Forsyth Green was there, and she was
With Peter, yeah, her husband
yep
Peter, the
with
other Peter Green.
the other Peter Green, yeah. So it was
Yep.
great. So yeah, so I had a great night, and then came back to the hotel. And then I had to walk to my hotel because the judges are all but I walked to my hotel. It was a lovely evening. It wasn't cold. Everyone kept saying it was cold. It was not cold. So, but then again, I had my new coat too.
Oh, your new coat that you were so
Yeah.
excited about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I should have grabbed it so everyone could see it. But
So they
anyhow,
could see it. Yeah.
yeah, because
'Cause she was afraid she was going to look homeless standing next to me. So she went and purchased a new coat.
I did. And then it was the big day for you.
The big day.
The
And that's,
big day for you. And so
did we have breakfast that morning or?
we
Well,
did well, we
I
went
didn't start
you
till
didn't start
later.
until
So,
almost 11:40. You started at 11:45.
oh, so
But
we had
we just
breakfast at the judge's room, didn't we?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
we did,
It was a
which
good
was
breakfast too.
it was really good.
Omelets.
The
Yeah.
food in the judge's room period was excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we had
Yeah.
omelets.
And
Yeah.
I got to be president for 2 hours.
You did. You did. Because
President for 2 hours.
they ran out of official judges ribbons. So um Dr. Sturts came
Yeah,
by.
Don asked me where my judge's ribbon was. I said they're out of them. So he said, "Well, I'll get you one." And then off he went. He came back about 15 minutes later, and he said, "I can't find any right now. So here, take this one." He took off his president's ribbon and put it on me. So I
Yeah.
was the president. Eddie took a photo of it, so there's actual proof
Yep.
of
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 Dawn
Don.
pinning you.
Yeah, because it was a takeover for two
It
hours.
was a coup.
But it was good because Dawn didn't have to answer questions for 2 hours, and they asked me, and I'm like, "Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know."
Ask me why. So, but it was yeah, so then yeah, so we you got to so we had breakfast and then we went to your ring.
But it was so funny though when I did have the president's badge on, because eventually at lunchtime he switched and he gave me a
Yeah, he,
judge's
he
badge.
took his ribbon back.
So for the first part of the morning, I had it on, and I'd walk into an area, and they'd, hey, Will, how are you? And all of a sudden they'd go quiet for a second, and they'd look at me, and I'm like, yes, it's true. It finally happened. It was inevitable, but here it is.
It is. It is. So, so then,
Yeah,
so
president for
everyone
two
wants to
hours.
yeah, so then everyone wants to know about your judging experience. How did you feel about it? What you know, so we get to your ring and I was actually I wasn't surprised, but I found it refreshing that except for the like best in show judge, the other judges, you're allowed to enjoy Westminster still.
Right.
Yeah, you're allowed to enjoy Westminster. So, they tell you if you're the group judge, I believe, yeah, if you're the group judge, they just ask you not to watch the breeds that you're going to be judging later, but you may go and watch, the other, and there's lots to see. Excuse me, obviously. So, and then, I mean, basically, that's all we wandered around for, even that morning, we watched
Yeah,
breeds
I
because
watched some terriers that morning. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yep, we watched terriers and stuff like that. And then yeah, so then we went over to your ring.
and it was
Mhm.
time.
It was time. And I
And it was,
they
pardon
got a
me.
chair for me so I could sit right there, right by the
Yeah.
camera.
And and believe it or not, I wasn't nervous in the least.
That's
Like it
great.
just, I was so excited about just judging.
Yeah.
And once I got in there, and Elaine and Bob were there to watch, and the other Canadian Cheryl was in there. There was other people watching me, so it was fun. And I went
Yep.
over and said good morning to Elaine. And but
Elaine and
I
Bob
just
Whitney, if people aren't making that connection. Yes.
and once it started, I didn't even think about that I was at Westminster. I just thought about judging the dogs, and it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun going through those dogs and moving them together, and yeah, it was
Yeah, it was
great.
good.
It was a thrill of a lifetime. I I, I went to my very first attended my very first Westminster in 1975. So I'm only 10 years old at that point, and I don't even remember. I did like I know who went best in show because I it's a record. I know it's
Yeah.
history, but I didn't watch best in show. 10 years old,
Right.
I was asleep, I'm sure. But I
Yes, go on. You were
oh,
always asleep.
someone texts you on your Maxwell smartwatch.
No, it's the timer.
Oh,
Oh,
timer.
yes. So
But
you're
yeah,
fine.
it was a thrill of a lifetime. It really was. I never forget it, and I'm thankful to that I had the opportunity to judge at Westminster, and
And
yeah,
I mean, you judge the setters, which is kind of your
near
thing.
and dear to my heart. Yeah, the four
Exactly.
setters, and
And I have to say, like watching you judge, it looked like you enjoyed your time. You were easy to follow. Like you get it, you know, you get it.
because that big yellow hat I was wearing is
Yes,
following through a crowd.
exactly. Big flag, go go gadget.
Will, take that silly hat
And
off.
so,
Okay.
who are your rings? You should make note of your ring stewards because they did a really good job for you.
Yes. And I had in the morning I had Eddie Zook and
Yes,
Wayne Kavanaugh. In the afternoon I had Wayne Kavanaugh and Marjorie Martorella,
yes,
and all of them did a great job.
they did
Kept
a
me in
fantastic
line and
job.
kept things rolling.
Yeah,
Um,
even though Eddie yelled at me.
did he?
Yes. Stop waving at the camera.
Eddie gets us though.
He
He
does, but
gets
it was like,
he
and I said,
gets us.
I do it in between the braids, not while the
He gets
braids
us
are
though.
on.
Because we
So,
even told him about our Seinfeld code that if something goes wrong
yes,
and you hear tippy toes, tippy toes, tippy toes, to get down. And
get
he
down.
understood right away what it meant. Tippy toes, tippy
Tippy
toes.
toe, tippy toe. So, but it was, and you, I mean, you had a really good entry. You had a, real good entry of dogs. And I
A lot
think
of fun.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was, but you were like the last man standing that day though.
And I'm a fast judge. Like
Well, I don't
generally I'm a
think you were
fast
slow.
judge.
That's
No, it
not what
was the
I'm
pictures
saying.
that
But it
slowed
was,
us all down. Yeah.
yeah, and they do like I mean the club gives like a lots for the time because if most people don't realize, but when the breed is done, photos are done. because there's
Do
really
all the
not
photos
another.
right then before they
Yeah,
start the next breed.
yeah, because there's not
Yeah.
going to be, you're not going to get another chance. So the
Yeah.
photos are all done and they allot for, that kind of time as well. And it's run very smoothly. Like you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Like there's a photographer like you're barely ever waiting for a photographer. And if you are, it's minimal amount of time. When I mean
Well,
minimal,
we had to shut the lights off the Javits though. We were the last
yeah,
ones out.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And we just,
Mhm.
made sure we left the keys under the carpet for
Yeah.
whoever had to open up in the morning. But, but no, it was a great day. Um, yeah, it was fantastic. It was fun, and I thank you for letting me tag along with you. So, because
It was fun.
it was fun
We
because
had a
we're
good time.
idiots.
We're idiots. Yeah.
We're idiots. Yeah,
And the words of Inga James, you two are idiots.
you two are idiots. And so but the only, the only problem, it was really funny because when I came back, Carolyn's like, "So what great places did you eat?" So
We had a
first,
slice of pizza. We had a
yeah, we had
Five
street
Guys hamburger.
Five Guys hamburger Monday night. So if except for Sunday, that was it.
Yeah, because we were too tired to go out
Well,
for dinner and
in
get
it
ready
in
for the
the
groups.
yeah, well, and that's the thing. Like you get done at 4:30 at the show, and then to catch the shuttle to go to the garden, you have to be on the shuttle by 6:30. Like the shuttle
Yeah,
comes
there
at
was no
6:30.
time.
There's no time. Like 2 hours is not enough time to go find somewhere to eat.
Got no time.
Got no time. So yeah, it was yeah, but the street pizza was pretty funny in that we got it out of this bodega down the
It was
street.
good though.
It was good. I have to say it
Yeah.
was good. What else did we have there? It was just pizza, right?
We just had pizza there, yeah.
I thought,
We
oh,
had
did we
Five
get
Guys the night before, a
yes.
burger and a shake and fries.
There was a lot of
And they
that
give
was a
you a
lot of
lot of fries.
they I told you that and I said, let's
Yeah.
just order a medium. And you were like, no, let's get a large. And then what?
No, let's get a large. Exactly. No, let's get a large.
Get a large.
I must
Let's
change
get a
my
large.
voice when I get out there.
You do. He was like, don't worry, she got all the hair. Well, what's my other voice I use when I imitate men? Yeah. Duh. Sound like a
Nice.
moron.
Nice.
Nice. So anyway, and then so we had the street pizza, got changed, and then because when you're in the judges box, they kind of want you to be fancy-ish. So then we got changed, and
Came
then
back and watched the
you
group.
came and watched the groups that night, and then we got to enjoy the bus ride over with Ken's grandson.
Yep.
So cute. And yeah, because you remember he was talking to Vicky Seiler Cushman the whole time. He was
Yeah.
chit-chatting with her.
He was sitting in front of Vicky as he was turning around, looking over his chair, talking to Vicky. Yeah.
So cute. And then yeah, so then we got to watch the groups, got to watch the sporting group, and your Springer Spaniel that you put up for the breed won the group, which was lovely. And yeah, it was a fun night. Fun
It
night.
was
And then it
it
was
was an event, and I'm just it was so much fun being back in the city and in the dirt. It
you
just
you
made
know, that's one thing I was gonna say. You could tell like the atmosphere in the garden for the Westminster show, it is something.
electrifying.
It,
It
totally,
was
totally,
electrifying.
totally. It was so, and I mean, and it sold out. Like the room was packed, and it was so great to hear like the crowd, like the non-dog show people. They'll yell out. They know some of the dogs' names. They yell out the dogs' names and stuff. And then, and especially in the sporting group when like the crowd goes bananas for the golden retriever and it just like erupted again like it always did, and you could just feel you could tell New York missed their dog show.
Oh, for sure.
And like we miss it, but New York City missed it. Like you could feel, I get goosebumps just talking about it. It's true. Like, and if you ever have the opportunity to go to the garden, and you can go without an animal, like go without a dog, so you don't have to worry about where your dog that's never peed on concrete that kind of stuff. Just go to enjoy it and then just soak up the atmosphere.
I suggest the first time you go, just to go.
Yeah.
Don't,
Yeah.
well, like I always say, it's a dream to enter. Go first, get the lay of the land, figure it all out, enjoy
And
yourself.
the word on the street is that they have the Javits Center for a while now, don't they?
Yeah. So
Yeah. So and like
we're
that
back in New York, baby.
they're back in New York, and everything is really close. Like you can walk um from the Javits Center to most of the hotels that you would be staying at. And then to walk from the Javits Center even to Madison Square Gardens. Like it's a 10-15 minute walk, basically. So it's just do it. Just do it. Do it without a dog so you can enjoy yourself. If you want to get stinking ass drunk, you can do that and not worry about walking a dog. Or like me, have a bruised forehead. Remember that? Yeah. So it was, but the lead up to Best in Show and then having them come out at Best in Show, yeah, it was great. And it was yeah, it's so happy that we're back. We're home. We're home again.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Well,
I think
now
that's
what else is going on?
I don't know. Do we want to do anything else or do we want to let it go? I think we have to let it go. We have to let it go this week. We'll revisit next week.
Okay.
Okay.
Mark
Because
it
we're
down.
over time. I'm sure everybody's tired of listening to us drone on about our fun little trip that we had. And then not sure what we got coming up next week. We'll have a very good topic of the week.
Yes.
All about decision making. And
Yes,
then
decision making.
Yep. And then little of this and a little of that. We'll have our regulars, and then we do have a joke.
Well,
of the
there's a
week.
show this weekend here in Ontario, so
Yeah, we'll have a report. Are you going
Yep.
to go watch for a day?
I'm gonna go. I'm showing a dog on Friday.
Get out.
Get out! I am. I'm showing
What
an
are you
Irish
showing?
setter.
What are you showing? Your
An
Irish
Irish
setter?
setter.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So I have a joke of the week, though.
Okay, go ahead. This will end with the joke of the week.
Yeah, it leads up to our stuff for next week. So, how many politicians does it take to change a light bulb?
How many, Yvonne?
2. 1 to change the bulb, and then 1 to change it back again. That was Megan's joke. If it sucks, it's Megan's joke.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
That's all I
Take
got.
us out of here.
All right. For everyone traveling to shows this week, be safe. Seatbelts on. Glasses on. Till next week.
Be safe, everyone.
Bye now.
Clark, stop scratching.
Because you never know who might come out. Okay, I can't find that thing you want me to find.
You press that and more comes up.
Yeah, there's no crying in dog shows.
You're not getting anything good here, dog.